Lead has
Well, hey,
crushed
that's
this matchup
yeah,
recently.
that's the counter. That's the classic counter right
You
there.
just outrange the Death Prophet. She tries like spirit siphoning you, and you just stun her, and she just is like, I can't run at you anymore. Like, plus the Dragon Slave spam is actually, I think, even better than the Crypt Swarm spam. To be honest, I think it's just way better as an ability.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
so like,
10
and
seconds remaining.
I thought Ajit and Gabby are good enough to
5
beat whoever's
seconds
mid for
remaining.
DeToNator, whether it's JS or Abbing or whoever for that matter. I think that this Lena is going to have a very good time, even if
Well,
they send the Wind
especially in
Ranger
like
mid.
a heavily favored matchup. I think Lena's actually decent against Windranger and Death Prophet. Although with the Windranger, if there's any sort of rotation, there's definitely kill potential on Lena. But I guess that goes for any rotation on Lena. It's a squishy hero. Typically, she'll destroy anybody in lane if it's a 1v1, especially if the player is very very high skill with the Lena. And then also between the Lena, Sand King, and Leshrac, they have a lot of disable. But also on the side of Yoshimoto, they have Death Prophet, Bane, Windranger. That's also a lot of disable. They have Silence, they have BKB Piercing, they have the Nightmare, they have the Fiend's Grip to set up for the Shackle, they have the Shackle to set up for the Fiend's Grip. Death Prophet slow. Like both of these drafts don't just do exclusively one thing. So, there's a lot of ways that either team can win the game.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of push from both sides. Leshrac and Lena versus DP Wind Ranger. Um, Clutch gamers have both a lot of burst, maybe even carry potential with Alina. But the Void comes out, and that's a very good
classic
pick. That could be a game-winning pick, to be honest. Like, fighting around the Chronospheres is a bit difficult. Lena's notoriously squishy, you know.
The only thing that I'm a little concerned about for Yoshimoto is that Sand King, Leshrac, Lena, Undying, these are heroes that aren't really based around cooldowns too much. They're pretty persistent fighters. Historically speaking, Sand King has been played as mostly a stunner for the last 10 patches. The Epicenter is kind of a bonus. It's a little bit of a cherry on top for the hero. It's not really what his primary goal is. His primary goal is to just get as many double burrows as possible.
Yeah.
Like, these heroes are persistent fighters, and they're fighting into a lineup that is pretty heavily reliant on cooldowns. Bane has the Fiend's Grip, otherwise he's not great at disabling. Death Prophet has the ultimate, which obviously she's one of the most ult-dependent heroes in the game, or you do virtually no damage with that hero without the ultimate. Faceless Void, he can only fight with the Chronosphere, really, especially against all of these disables on the side of Clutch Gamers. So Clutch Gamers can win this by virtue of the fact that they have these persistent fighters, but Yoshimoto could also win this if they take those fights well enough when they have those ultimates, that they kill enough of Clutch Gamers that Clutch can't fight them after those cooldowns have been used. So once again, there's definitely ways. I think just given how the last game went, I would be more favored towards the Yoshimoto draft just because Clutch Gamers was insanely ham. Like, they were constantly trying to fight, constantly trying to pressure. And it's not like they were taking the fights poorly. They were definitely taking the fights well. But we saw the Brew Split doing quite a lot in those fights anyway, because Clutch was just so ham. They were in there, right? They committed. What does a Faceless Void and Death Prophet love for you to do to them? They would love for you to commit to them. Go for it. Feel free. That's exactly what they want you to do.
Yeah.
So I do think that Yoshimoto could win fights just by virtue of Clutch Gamers kind of taking anything. Like, they'll fight. You know, they're fighters. They'll fight, and that's what Void and Death Prophet are the best at.
Oh boy.
And then with Gyro too. What are these lanes actually?
It's Void off lane, and then Wind Ranger support, Gyro safe lane. It must be.
Huh.
Like, it has to be, right?
I mean, they could do some Death Prophet safe lane.
They could Gyro support theoretically too, I guess.
This is interesting.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think this is probably just going to be.
I mean, the most typical thing would be just to avoid off lane, but I also kind of feel like that wouldn't be as good as just doing some lane shenanigans, getting the Void to be solo, and then like aggroing with the Gyro or something like that, like aggroing into the Morphling maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea.
JS picked up the Gyrocopter.
So it's going to be Gyro's safe lane or maybe even mid. And then Abbing. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Is this going to be like a Gyro mid against Ajit on the Lena? I actually have no idea how they're going to do this.
I mean, that would be, a decent way of dealing with the, hey, I'm countered. I'm just going to throw some random other hero into the lane and just do some Death Prophet safe lane shenanigans. And I feel like Death Prophet would do pretty good against an Undying dual lane because you have the Siphon, right? And these hero like Undying's have a lot of HP to siphon from. So you can really benefit from that. Like she can feel pretty unkillable in a lane like that. It's definitely good. Wow, that Bane looks ugly.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
That is a questionable Bane set.
Well, he's not very good looking to begin with, but
That is true. I don't think he's supposed to be a handsome man of a hero.
no. I mean, both of them don't really have faces, him and Void, and they're just together.
Dude, you got a problem with faceless people?
Maybe. No, not
My
really.
dad was faceless.
Wow, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
So, Clutch Gamers versus DeToNator, a 2-game series that I actually really like DeToNator's draft of. And this is a very important game because Boom ID is currently up 1-0 on Alpha Red. If they win that game and Clutch Gamers loses this game, Boom ID will be ahead a point, and then there's only one series left for both teams to play after this against very easy teams, for the most part. Although,
Yeah,
actually,
that's how it's looking.
Boom ID has to play up against DeToNator, so we'll see, I guess. I mean, we're still not quite done with the group stages. We haven't really figured out who is going to be the top spot in Group A. Group B is looking like execration at this point. They look unstoppable. They haven't lost a game yet, so Group B is pretty much, I want to say, in terms of who gets the top spot, it's almost set and over. But, of course, there's still the 2 through 6 spots that have to be contested to try to get through the playoffs. So there's still a lot at stake here. We have this series. We have the next series coming up, of course, which will be Taskus Titans versus Mega Aurus. Pretty important game in that regard. Taskus Titans also in Group A. They're kind of hanging around. They're sitting at 7 points. They're 1 point behind. Well, now 2 points behind both of these teams. So that should be an important matchup for them. But let's see how the lanes shape up. Owa is playing the Void.
I was right. It's a. Oh wait, Gyro's mid. Is Gyro going mid?
Yes, it looks like it.
Whoa, Death Prophet side lane.
I knew it.
I like it.
knew
I like the lane shenanigans here. I feel like just doing the typical Void off lane versus 3 would be pretty terrible.
They're doing aggro
this.
try. Both teams are right now,
Yeah.
actually. Well, Aji's gonna go mid, so it's gonna be 2-on-2 for Clutch Gamers. Aggro try for
Look how close this Void is to
God.
just certain death.
just Burrow Strike him right here.
Oh, is he gonna go for it?
Burrow Strike.
Oh,
Nope.
he doesn't even risk it.
The
God, that
Clutch
was
Gamers
almost
have to
the
let
biggest-
theirs go too. So,
The battle begins.
Just typical rune trade.
I mean, are they gonna rotate Yash or the Bane?
Every coin helps.
Jules is just gonna come in and auto attack when the wave comes out, trying to stop Gabby from blocking, which very well might happen.
Look at the mangoes on Undying.
Yeah, he's
That
got a lot
ridiculous.
of regen. Uh-oh. Boombox is
Best scene
rotated.
ever.
They're going to give the solo
Oh.
match. All right, they're going to rotate Jules. He TP'd home. No, Jules, what are you
Nice.
doing? That was not the play. They don't have
was-
waveform. I think he's still dead. They just need another Split Earth. He has no Nightmare for
definitely-
12. He has to juke and jive like he's a crazy man, but that's not going to happen. Oh, maybe it will. Jules,
there's no way.
He's
He's dead.
just locked in now. He's dead. Boombox?
Honestly, keeping him here. I feel like keeping him here is. Wow, maybe they're not going for the edgy next
Okay,
level
so
play.
they are going to get some pressure on Gabby then, which means that he's not going to be able to CS for a while. This is going to lead Sand King Void top. Sand King, of course, against melee heroes with Caustic Finale, pretty good, but Void, of course, can time walk a lot of that damage away. So.
Yeah, it's a weird one. That's a weird one. I think Void actually does okay in that matchup, especially if you can get a couple of lucky bashes on the Sand King.
Are fortified.
The double
Sand King will
cliff.
definitely win that though. Let's be real. Sand King versus a melee hero.
He should win, theoretically, but he doesn't have
with-
cross
with-
level 1.
Yeah. Without the Bane down here, this lane was really suffering, but then there's just a free creep wave, so that's pretty nice for them.
They just get a wave pulled under their tower. The unfortunate thing is it's been split by 3 heroes instead of just the offlaner getting one. And then also they actually pulled the wave around. So Gabby gets his own farm. And the wave should push too. Yaj gets low. Yol gets off like a triple decay. He's sitting at 20 strength, which should be impossible, but he does have it.
They're tri-laning into Undying. Like this just isn't a hero you want to tri-lane
Exactly.
into.
It's way different than last game where you just have a PL and an Undying. Now you're fighting into, like, plus the Leshrac gets a Split Earth. If he gets off another decay, now they have to Nightmare up the Leshrac. They might turn. Is Yol going to pop a Mango is the question. He actually did take a lot of damage from that Rocket Barrage, plus he's losing strength right now. Decay. He gets the double decay. Obbing is going to get auto attack down. Stays alive for now, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Gabby's just farming. They're like so fine with this. They are taking a lot of damage. The regen war is going to continue on here. You know, Yaj can do a lot of damage himself. Yol is playing very aggressively for somebody that has 200 HP. even though he has 20 stolen strength. He really wants to be
technically,
involved.
he's got the same HP as the Wind Ranger, though. Or he did about the same.
But like,
that, although
he needs a salve. This is the problem I have. I'm organized. Like, is she dead? Yeah, she's dead. Soul Rip comes out at the perfect time. Good wind run, but she's still dead anyway to the decay. All right, Yol just knows what he's doing on this hero, apparently. I don't know. That was very dangerous.
He's got massive kahunas.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. I was surprised. He just got level 2, and then he gets Soul Rip, and he just gets a kill because of it. It's so ridiculous.
Surprised you didn't correct me on that one. I said kahunas again.
I don't care, honestly. I'm too tired.
You don't give it up at this point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna correct you when you say Yoshimito. I'm not gonna correct you when you say kahunas. Kahuna is a Hawaiian word, but that's fine.
I'm a terrible person.
That's okay. I forgive you.
Bane. Careful, buddy.
Dead. One auto attack. Boombox. He's got him. Yep. Good attempt at the Nightmare onto Gabby. So bottom lane is a battling lane, which means neither of these heroes are going to get very much farm. But mid lane is actually going pretty well for JS. I thought they were going to have the Death Prophet bottom, but they wanted to give him that matchup against Ajit, who is actually a little behind this DP. I guess it gets easier for Ajit as the lane, as the experience gets a bit greater.
I'm not sure. I think JS is probably just playing this one really, really well, to be honest. It looks like in terms of the regen game, JS is just destroying.
Yeah. There's not much mana left for Ajit. How did he miss that CS? What? That was pretty ridiculous. All right, yeah, JS is just doing a really good job.
Get the deny! Get the deny! Nice. All right, this is interesting. Just watching people last hit against each other in like a very uneventful lane.
Obbing?
Ooh, check out that regen rune. That's a convenient rune.
If you can get to it. Good Nightmare. Yeah, Ajit seals it. Obbing gonna get chased down by Ajit, who doesn't have the most move speed. Boombox is looking for another Split Earth. He misses. Ooh. Time to back. Ajit rotates all the way over to try to secure that kill. Instead, is forced to TP back to the lane.
Wind Ranger's level 1. Okay, he's level 2 now. Spoke too soon.
This is the issue with aggressive tri-laning. He also rotated top. Now he's running back down bottom. Jules has already used the Nightmare and Brain Sap. However, this is a tough kill. They'll still find it anyways. Boombox. Now the waveform. Obbing does have a stick charge. Lightning Storm. Yaj is going to need a power shot to try to get a kill, which he will hit onto Gabby, but Gabby has a salve, so he's fine. This is 5-0 for Clutch Gamers. This is a 2K lead, actually, surprisingly enough. Not to mention, Sand King is getting free farm against this Void. He's up to 28.
And, okay, they rotated. Void, TPing, bot. Although, the thing is, now you're TPing...
You can just TP top now if you're Clutch Gamers.
Yeah, there's that, but then also, I think if you're Clutch Gamers, you're okay with this, too, because you're rotating Void into a lane that's...
Pretty
way harder than it should be because they fed 5 kills to it.
Gabby will take some damage.
Although with the Wind Ranger down here, they're actually doing a decent amount. But
yeah, I mean, just Gabby is sitting at solo HP, and Yol is also, of course, doing so because he has...
Where's Shrek at, man? Where's Shrek?
I have no idea. Waveform, Yaj is dead. Fairy Fire, not going to survive. They're just giving Gabby free kills now.
Yeah.
Which they shouldn't be doing. He's top net worth hero in the game because of these kills. He's gotten, like, 2 of them and 3 assists, which is really bad.
He's only got 23 last hits, but
it doesn't matter.
That's a lot of net worth.
The kills are so strong right now. Meanwhile, JS is going to get Split Earth, LSA to fly. They have Laguna. They will use it. They will get the kill. They almost get the Courier, too. Boombox decided not to go for it. Would have been tricky. And not only that, but the Lena is going to find an Arcane Rune. She doesn't even have a bottle. She doesn't really need it, but they want to pick it up. So
I think this game is a pretty good example of why you don't see people aggro tri-laning ever
against an Undying, or in general, I guess.
Period. Honestly,
yeah.
It's so risky. And then when you rotate, it's like, well, we can't go jungles, so we have to rotate lanes, but rotate to losing lanes. Like, what do you do? It's way better to just secure certain lanes with either dual lanes or defensive tri-lane.
This is one of the worst laning phases I've seen for a team in some time, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, and I know that, there wasn't really an option. They kind of had to do this, but it's tricky.
My God.
Obbing's dead, I believe. The Sand King Leshrac lane is insane. It's very strong. I'm going to do this a lot in pubs now. I've tried Skyrath. Yeah, I think Leshrac is even better.
This looks like the sort of thing that you can just copy. I don't know if Leshrac is better than Skyrath for pubs.
I don't know, for getting kills, I think it is. For harassing, I think Skyrath's way better. Because you just burrow strike and then Split Earth, and they literally just die because you have so much damage. JS rotates bottom. Shackle shot into Gabby. This is a very big kill if they can find it. Silence comes out, but he has a stick charge. He'll break the Spirit Siphon. He can attribute shift now and wait from away and TP home. So instead of getting a very big kill onto the Morphling, they rotate down. They only get one support, who's already back alive.
I suppose they could just use the Death Prophet ulti. Oh, no, he's walking back mid. And Lena's beating the crap out of this mid tower. Damage on this tower is really, really important. Lena actually has a Soul Ring. That's an interesting item. You rarely see that on this hero because she just has a low HP pool.
The regen and strength. It gives you something. She's got 1,000 HP now, so it's not that bad.
I guess so. I guess that'll make her tankier for the Chronos and for, you know, Fiend's group.
Forget Bottle. Forget Bottle. Just get Soul Ring. It's pretty good.
I think... I'm not a huge fan of Bottle either. I think just Clarities.
You just buy Clarities, yeah. I've seen a lot of people just buy random regen in lanes like mid, especially recently.
Although I definitely like it in this game against, like, as you said, the strength and regen is actually pretty effective.
It almost feels like Bottle's just an offlane item now, like the Sand King has it this game, because you just buy it from the secret shop and then you get the 5-minute rune.
So.
It's like you buy it around the 5-minute rune and then you just like get a free 3 bottle charges.
The thing is, if you're aggro dual laning or just destroying the off lane and you pick up a bottle at 5 minutes, you get like 3 runes. It's just 9 bottle charges.
Yeah.
You just waste all of your regen. You just waste everything. You can kill. You can use your spells on whatever you want. You just go bottle to full HP, and then you have in full mana, and then you'll have a full bottle at the end. Look at his bottle; it's full.
Yeah.
He hasn't even had to use this.
And not only that, he is free farming. He is his blink after this wave is dead. I'm pretty sure.
I do actually want to say another reason. Well, I'll talk about bottle in a second here because Windranger's top is.
They're gonna rotate maybe 3 heroes here for DeToNator, but this is tricky. Getting Skylark right now is a gigantic kill if they can find it, but it's really difficult. With Shackle, it might be doable. Split Earth comes out. They miss onto Abing. He bro strikes to the other side of the tree line. The power shot will hit. Abing is going to try to hit his rocket barrage. Now they have to back. So Skylark avoids dying at the most crucial time. With his blink coming soon.
It's a pretty hard fight. Okay, here's my theory about Bottle for offlaners. Offlaners typically play that kind of like space creation role where you're just on the opposite side of the map, kind of playing on your own or with +1. Intentionally to try to draw aggro to you, and I feel like a lot of the time the offlaner is the one that's in the area that can pick up the bounty runes, just because naturally you want to kind of play around this enemy safe lane jungle area, and you can push the lane out and then you can go get the bounty rune. And I'm talking even into the mid game. That's how offlaners like to play until their carry has enough space and farm that they can group up around the carry. So I think that for the offlane role it makes a lot of sense, especially because Bottle gives you more regen now, and this is a dead undying. This looks a lot like last game.
Yeah, but it's just a JS rotation. Although, he has dropped his Tombstone. Void has Chrono. Boombox might be dead if he's not careful. Good Split Earth. They dropped the Tombstone down. They canceled the TP. I think of this. I think it was the Sand King. Morphling's coming in. I don't know he should be here. They hit the Split Earth. They need an LSA. They're going to find it. Okay, I was really concerned for a second. If they didn't hit that Split Earth, he might just Chrono the Morphling. Although he doesn't have a million armor, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Dude, I swear to God, Boombox has been Split Earthing off cooldown. Like, this guy is just everywhere with this spell. And he's missing it sometimes, too. But it doesn't even matter because he's using it so much. He's hit about 10 Split Earths so far in this game. Missed about 10, but it's like... He's using this so effectively. It really is such a low mana cost, high damage, high stun duration spell. It's just really, really,
I have
really
a feeling they're going to nerf that ability or something.
They definitely should. They definitely.
I think it'll probably they nerfed Lightning Storm a lot, so it's not as good as it once was. But they're probably going to nerf Split Earth now because of how strong it is, especially at level 2. I don't think they'll
keep nerfing the Lightning Storm because that was something that they buffed where it came into like Ice Frog doesn't typically. He'll nerf other things to make a hero crappier. Rather than nerfing what they're previously buffed.
Blink reveal for Skylark comes out. They actually had a ward that saw him walk up with the blink in hand, which they probably pinged out. This will lead into a tier 1 tower.
Look at how the Sand King's playing. Like he has not spent any time in the last 11 minutes, other than in the side lanes. Like that is exactly how these offlane space making heroes like Sand King want to play.
Yep. And because of him being top. And the Morphling and Undying being bottom, the Gyrocopter has nowhere to farm. He's only 300 gold ahead of this Leshrac, who's probably going to get another really early Aether Lens because he already has Arcane Boots. Not only that, he's going to help them take this giant stack.
Ooh, look at the stack.
Are they going to try for a stack again?
They're going to stack it again,
It's getting pretty close to max capacity.
54. Will that stack it?
Yes, it does. That was nice.
God, that was so close.
Really good from Boombox.
That was so close.
Now they just need to not give that away. They're actually kind of low HP, low mana to try to take this, to be honest.
Oh, the lean is going to take it. Greedy core player.
That's fine. I'm way okay with that. As long as Boombox gets a couple last hits with his Lightning Storm, which he has, completely fine.
Oh, he's not taking any. Dude,
No, he got some of the small creeps. It's fine. Well, yeah, you're probably
friggin' skeletons.
yeah.
That's a selfless support right there. Undying, or sorry, Gyro rotating with a level 6.
This Lena, by the way, is 2,500 gold. I just wanted to say that. Gabby getting called down on. He needs to attribute shift. He does, and then waveforms away. They miss the Shackle Shot. He also steals the Wind Ranger with the Morph.
It's so easy for him to avoid that. Dude, it's so hard to gank the mid lane now with how close the towers are to the river.
It's pretty stupid, yeah.
You literally can't run through that without your smoke popping. Did you know that? You cannot run through that right here. You can't run through there without your smoke popping.
Yep.
You can't. It's ridiculous. Like you just can't gank to the mid lane unless you have some sort of way to jump them.
Unless
or
they're really
standing
far up.
Right to the, yeah, they're standing like right here or something.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. By the way, something we should mention that I think people know about, hold that thought, Boombox might be dead, or vice versa. Split Earth, Lightning Storm, Pulse Nova, Obbing's dead, even with Stick Charges. Maybe he's not. Chronosphere comes out. This is going to be 2 kills, it looks like, and 2 very big ones at that. Exorcism popped. This is the cooldown we were looking for. Ajit does get the Laguna Blade kill onto the Void, but not before he gets those 2 big kills, especially the kill onto the Sand King being very strong, and a mega kill spree taken by JS, which will give him an extra 600 gold, on top of the fact that he just built the Hood of the Defiance. So, as big as this lead is for Clutch Gamers, with abilities off cooldown, it is still doable for them to win fights.
Oh yeah, this is not a slouch of a team in terms of fighting. Like, they will always be able to have enough damage to kill you, almost no matter what. Maybe barring when Aeon Discs come out or something, but even with the BKBs, they have enough damage to kill you. It's basically you need some sort of like crazy save like an Aeon Disc, or you're dead to these heroes if you're not careful.
Both of these teams might consider Aeon Discs at some point, but
oh yeah, it's kind of that like we're gonna blow you up in one kind of swift. Ooh, that is a
Free
courier.
Courier?
That's a half HP.
No,
No,
what?
no,
I thought they
not
just
the
used
free.
the glyph. I could have sworn maybe it was the Radiant one. It looks like it's gonna
Baited
survive.
the smoke out.
There.
That's
Oh, Boombox! Boombox! What a god! Basilius down.
God.
Yaz trying to find the power shot. He does
Spicy.
get the vision. Meanwhile, Aji gets a free kill on Oa. Shackle shot onto Boombox. He does get the Pulse Nova off. They don't really want to fight into this. Blink Sand King stun. Yaz dead to the Pulse Nova and the Decay from Yol. This will lead into a tier 1 tower. Boombox not only getting a free courier kill, but sniping out this Wind Ranger. And a tier 1 tower to boot. Plus, they killed Oa on the other side of the map, which is really big. It was in the mid lane. Ajit just LSA'd him down with the Yule Scepter combination. Threw up the Laguna Blade, I'm sure, to get the kill, and was able to do so.
That 30 damage talent on Lina, it's so easy to kill people when you have the Yule Scepter, as well as with the face boots. 113 plus 54 damage, and then 3 stacks of Fiery Soul. He's maxing it. So he does a ton of damage. I think he's the highest XP hero in the game. Yeah, he's 200 above. Once again, Ajit. He's got 200 XP per minute above everybody in the game. I mean, that's insane. How does he keep doing this?
I don't know. You know, oh, well, they kill Yaj. Ajit was on a team with Afu back in Warriors Game of Unity. Obviously, Afu eventually moved on to greener pastures. Has been really a big part of that. Wait, where's this frickin'... Okay, well...
What are you looking for?
Sorry, hold on. Just give me a second. Afu is obviously a big part of the LFY run that they had at the last TI. So Afu's still a very good player. Ajit's trying to make his own name for himself now. The Ah brothers, as it were. And he's doing so here in this game. Ajit looking very strong. He's going to work on a Bloodstone.
He is looking like he's on quite another level here. I mean, that's... Yeah, it feels, watching him, it feels pretty good. Like, he feels pretty damn high skill.
Yeah. They're just outplaying DeToNator at this point.
Yeah, you know when you see one of these players where it's like, geez, I wouldn't want to mid lane against this guy.
Yeah.
God damn.
Carl from Execration is kind of one of those players. Oh, no. Oh, Skylark even walks back into the Chronosphere, but that's Chrono down, which means they can't fight, so they have to run. Skylark has an Indus rune. Got Blink back.
What do you think about this Helm of Dawn build on Void?
I've seen it a lot, actually. I don't really know. The Helm of the Dawn group doesn't work in the Chrono, right?
It does. It does.
Oh,
All
it does?
the summons do.
Oh.
Yeah, although it's like, oh, sweet, 52 extra damage.
Yeah, you're not really
right?
getting that much. I mean, I guess it's more for the auras. Like the Helm of the Dawn aura and then whatever aura you get from the creep, I guess.
It's going Hood, too, actually. He's really building like a like a traditional offlaner right now, which I'm not sure if I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when I see offlane void, the one item that I desperately want people to buy is Zags, but that's not like it's not a very good item. Like Mask of Madness Zags to me is good because it kind of gives you that damage that you're missing out on that you would have as a carry role hero. But like,
Yeah.
you know, at least with Helmet Dominator, you could try pushing a little bit more.
I think that there's like these small little efficient items that you can build that are super effective. Like you said, Mask of Madness, Vlad's is even another one's been buffed too.
The
Ags,
problem
Ags
with
pretty
Mask
good.
of Madness this game is if he buys Mask of Madness and they don't get Ajit in the Chronosphere, he just Lagunas or he just like hits him a few times and then he's just dead. You know, the void just dies. So
yeah, that's true. Although I feel like if he doesn't hit a good chrono regardless, he's gonna lose the fights just because this entire draft is based around his chronos. So
yeah. It's really
I don't know,
tricky.
there's just something about this hero where I don't think he needs to play the traditional kind of offlaner. Like I would almost prefer the Wind Ranger build into pipes and hood and these kind of supporty items, like or Bane. Just because Void, it's like it's not like another random hero getting a Mask of Madness or a Maelstrom. It's like it's so effective on this hero. You can win so many fights if you just chrono one squishy hero. You can kill them solo. You know, like, it's so much better on this hero. But picking up Roshan with that easy double damage rune right there, that's
Pretty great.
convenient rune spawn.
This is a 12k lead. Ajit has his Bloodstone plus Yules now, so he's pretty hard to kill.
Can I get him? Oh, that was a nice juke spot.
Gets away somehow. By the way, I wanted to mention this earlier, but there was a fight happening. But this is against the Gyrocopter, so Morphling just morphs Gyro, plus you get the flat cannon, and then they just destroy fights.
Oh, it's stupid.
It's dumb. It's really dumb, and it's just it makes the hero Morphling strong, and it's why you pick this hero against Gyrocopter, among other reasons. There's other reasons why you pick this hero in this game, but like they have a 12k lead at 19 minutes. I know the game's not over yet, but it feels pretty brutal. Like they have to hit a huge chrono, they have to get a call down on top, they have to have flat cannon, they have to have the Death Prophet ultimate. With all of that together, they win a fight. Almost certainly, even with how tanky they are on Clutch Gamers. But that needs to happen first. You can't just get a chrono onto like one hero or even two heroes. That might not be enough for you to win the fight.
As this game goes later, and the net worth lead starts slipping away from them, he's going to need to chrono more people in these fights, and it's going to get to a point where if they're not taking a fight and winning that fight, he's going to need to chrono all 5. But they're just trying to force the issue up here. They use
buy
the
a Blink
DP
Dagger,
ulti.
honestly, or something. I guess you have the 500 range for Time Walk range, but that's really far away for him. He's on level 11.
Take a while, yeah. Morphling pushing bot, and they're taking a fight top. I really love a play like this. 'Cause you're gonna secure this bot tower because they're sitting up here looking to fight. So all Clutch Gamers needs to do is look like they're looking to fight, and then just let Morph take that tower, and then
And now he TP's in, yeah. Plus Exorcism is down, so all their damage from Chronosphere isn't there. They have to leave, and they're maybe not going to be able to make it. When Run comes out, they actually should be able to get out unless Boombox hits a 6 split earth, which it's not. Good effort. Smart back, but the trade-off is a tier 1 for a tier 2, which is the best trade they could get at this point for DeToNator, and that's really bad for them. But they do have a Gyrocopter. He's getting close to BKB. Obviously, it won't be enough damage. Meanwhile, they have found Owa, who's already used his Time Walk. He does have Chrono. He might actually be able to make it out. He's pretty speedy, although Gabby uses the Time Walk that he steals. And the time dilation, of course. Owa's still on the run. This is a little aggressive. Gabby is on his own. He does have Aegis, of course, plus a Lincoln Sphere and Dragonlance.
God, he is so aggressively positioned right now. He does not give a single damn.
He doesn't care, yeah. He doesn't care if he dies. If they chrono him, he's just like, whatever, I have Aegis. Let's turn this around and fight. And they're still going to do it anyway. They want to try to initiate onto Owa, but it's very tricky. Instead, they're going to go onto this Wind Ranger who's dead instantly. Chrono comes out. It's onto 2. There's no real damage, though. Call down comes out now with a Centaur Conqueror Stomp. They do have the damage. Both supports are dead. And Gabby is going to have to man fight, although this is tricky. He's fighting essentially all of the heroes. They can try to fight around Aegis. Epicenter's going to get channeled from Skylark, but they're on the run. They missed the Burrow Strike. This is a really good fight coming in from DeToNator. Really solid fight. They have to back up. They're going to get Skylark too, it looks like. Gabby can come back around, but the Lena's not there. Adaptive Strike comes into the Gyrocopter, but there's the Centaur Conqueror Stomp. Skylark's still in trouble, and that's the kill. And they just back up now. They've got, I think, 3 kills out of that, plus Aegis, although Jules might die.
Oh, Bane's dead.
Yeah, Jules is dead. Whatever, that's not a big deal.
That was a... There was a Bane there a second ago?
Well, not anymore. They got 1,200 gold
vaporized.
from that fight. They got 3 kills plus Aegis, the biggest of which being, I think, the Sand King, both supports dying, whatever. Of course, the Void had a 2-man Chronosphere. They had the cooldown layered right on top of the flat cannon. So even without DP ulti, they still did damage. I was surprised. I thought it wasn't going to be enough, but it's still...
It was just right on the edge. Like he got 2 people right on the edge. The gyro could actually hit with all the spells. So it was just beautifully positioned.
So there is that threat, I think, for Clutch Gamers that you can still lose these fights when Chronosphere is up.
Oh yeah.
And if Oa can somehow get to either Ags or his time walk range, you know, I would prefer Ags, to be honest, just because it feels like they need to fight around Chrono as much as possible. Yaz is going to die again, I think. Not that it matters. I don't even think they should have Lagooned him. I think they should have just LSA'd him. He would have died anyway.
Dude, look at Morphling's level, and then look at Lena's level. Like, Morphling's owning, right? He's destroying in this game, and still Lena is 5 levels, 5 above him. That is honestly insane.
They just need a good initiation for Lena, and then they win the fight because you just hit so hard now with the Fiery Soul Stack talent at level 20. Like,
yeah.
And Morphling will continue to gain his own advantage as the game progresses. Like, he's still like 4K or 2K ahead, the Death Prophet like 4K ahead of the Gyrocopter. The one thing they cannot afford is giving those 2 kills up for free. Like, they have to keep Ajit and Gabby alive at all costs, especially with no more Aegis.
Void has a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, he's looking for Ajit, but this is a tricky find. And Owa walks up high ground. He's still going to see Ajit. Looking for that Chronosphere. Blink Burrow comes out. Ajit in trouble. They miss the Chrono! He misses it. He finds Gabby. The cooldown will go, but they can soul rip him, and he should be fine. Laguna comes in. Death Prophet ulti now is going to be wasted. They have to run. They do get the Leshrac. And they need a Blink Sand King stun, but they won't find it. They miss the LSA. The Dragon Slave not close enough to get the kill. Scalark blinks up. He's got Burrow Strike. Good Nightmare save, but he might be dead anyways. The body blocks. JS stays alive with the Yule Scepter. They've got the grip, but here comes the waveform, and Jules is in trouble. They're diving the tower. Now coming in is going to be Op, and Gabby cannot afford to die. The Lincoln Sphere blocking the homing missile. Now he pops the BKB, but look at the damage from the auto attacks. He's going to fall outside the well. A Gabby triple kill. Oh, he had just one opportunity to Chrono and Ajit too fast. He misses that. If he gets Ajit into the Chrono, maybe they get that kill. Maybe they secure that fight. Instead, it goes south. And great engagement for Clutch Gamers there.
Man, he knows he needs to hit 2, though. Like, it's not at the point in the game where he can just hit the Lena. It's an important target, but he has to hit 2, or else it's just not efficient enough in terms of his spell usage in a fight. Like, they'll still win by virtue of having other strong heroes. Like, he has to hit 2. That's just how it is with Void. If you get to a certain point and you realize, okay, I need to hit 2. Okay, at this point, I need to hit 3 or we lose. And it's not so unreasonable to hit 2 heroes. Like, at that point in the game, they actually had a decent chance. But it's getting close to that tipping point where we have that threshold where you actually do need to hit 3 heroes in the Chrono, and maybe 2 specific heroes where it's like, okay, I need to hit the Lena plus a support plus another core. And that's when it gets really, really hard, because if the enemy team has good positioning at all, you're going to lose the fight.
Yeah. Oh. Good Yules. Wait, no, not a good Yules.
Yules the...
Why did he use them? I guess it was just so if he time walks, he you know, keeps the damage on him. They're still going to find both supports. They don't get Oa, but they get the next best thing. Ajit is like 8K ahead in net worth. I haven't seen a mid this far ahead in a long time. They're so far behind that this Satyr Tormentor is cutting the wave. They still, they do enough damage. It's not backdoor protected yet. It will be soon. They need to try to, and now the glyph comes out, and it'll be backdoor protected here in just a moment. The creep wave is still not there.
He does have Chrono. If they can get...
They have sentries. They see him. Plus a gem.
It's hard.
Why is this not backdoor protected yet? They find the Chrono onto 1, not the target they were looking for. O was already dead, pretty much. Yep, he is. They'll get the Sand King, but that's Extra System and Chrono down. The silence might be enough. Nah, Gabby's fine. He's just going to turn. He probably shouldn't turn. He probably should just wait. Oh, he doesn't have waveform. Okay, that's why he was turning. LSA, JS, Laguna, see ya. That's all your damage gone. Gabby does kill himself for some reason. I don't know why. I guess at this point, the game's already over. They're forced to buy back on Yaj. LSA onto the Bane. Ajit is just flexing at this point. There's really no other way of putting it. Split Earth does hit, and Abing is dead. He doesn't have buyback. That'll be game almost certainly. That's the gem down. Which
Get the Rampage! Get the Rampage!
Is it going to be Rampage? Yes, it is. Ajit Rampage. Can he get the double Rampage? Oh, do they have the gem? Where's the gem?
Man up.
Get him, Ajit. LSA, and double Rampage. Right before the game ends.
got the double. That's all that matters.
Man, that is a stellar performance from IG in both games. That was one of the best mid performances I've ever seen in a back-to-back set of games.
It honestly, like, it scares me. It scares me that players can get that good at mid. Like, that's not okay. I want to see what his rank is. I'm assuming he's like ranked top 10 easily or something.
39th.
Like that. Maybe rank 39. That's pretty high up there. That's like BSJ level. You know, that's up there.
I can think of some players that are our top, 40. Maybe it's he doesn't play that much. Or there's some. To be fair, there's a lot of individually skilled players in SCA that are just insane. If we look at the rankings, which I'll bring up just real quick, SCA Dota leaderboards. Like there are some insane players, and Aji.
Yeah, I mean, look at everybody else on his team. Everybody else on his team played really well, and still they're ranked 357, rank 179. SEA is just a super saturated region. With
like Gabby is 19th, and I consider him one of the best SEA players. Like he's up there. Obviously, Ajit. The leaderboard is currently not available. What is this bullshit?
Oh, MMR reset. All right. Oh, he has 2 Dragon Lances on Gabby. I just realized.
Wait, did it really happen already?
I hope so.
Is that why it's not showing up?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know.
I hope they reset it.
What else could be said about this game other than the laning phase has
offlane
been...
Void is terrible and sucks?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you would know.
Yeah.
If you're saying that, that sounds probably not great.
No, that was some like real raw emotion coming from me there because I picked this hero, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good as an offlaner. You kind of just feel useless, especially if you, maybe if you hit like a sick chrono and you have a Mask of Madness and you get like a couple solo kills here and there. It's like, yeah, I'm a carry, but because the enemy team screwed up so badly. But really, the hero needs a lot, and it's just a little too much for the offlane role, I think.
Yeah, that's
these heroes.
There's so much that you have to do in these games as a Void. Chronosphere is such a long cooldown that if you miss one, it might just change the way the game ends or goes, for that matter. It just, I don't know. There's better offlaners currently in this meta, Beastmaster being one of them. My thought process was maybe they thought, okay, we want to put this Void safe lane, but we can't because the way the laning is going to be set up is we have to go Gyrocopter and we have to have something that can fight against this like Morphling and Undying. Of course, that was another big issue, is that they tri-laned into Undying. We saw last game, if you do a dual lane versus dual lane with the right heroes, Undying can be mitigated. When you put him in a tri-lane defensive situation where there's no Warlock, where there's no sustain, it is very easy to destroy, especially if you're not positioned correctly, because Yol walks up, he gets like 3,000 different double decays, maybe a triple decay here and there, and then he just sits at like 300 HP, he gets soul rip, you can't kill him. What are you supposed to do? He just runs you down and kills you.
Well, he had heroes that could do damage with the stat steal as well, like the Leshrac getting that stun off, which is already one of the most efficient mana for damage spells in the game, and he's using that on a hero who has like majorly reduced HP. That's insane. And then Morph with his level 1 nuke, it's also a very efficient nuke. So they were just blowing people up with that. And yeah, like you said, I mean, you're aggro trying into an Undying with 2 nukers, and then I guess the question is, like, do they do an offlane Void and just have him get nothing in the offlane then? I feel like they
because that hero needs farm, right?
They dug their own grave in this one, really.
Like, what offlane can you put there that doesn't get anything that you're happy with? Like, I don't even know. I'm not sure what you do in that game, but that was just not the draft. And that was another issue, was that they picked JS as Death Prophet 3rd. So they picked the Lena 4th, and then you're just like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do now. You know, Gabby got Ethereal Blade, Lincoln's double freaking Dragonlance. It's just a very good game from Clutch Gamers, and a very important game at that. I do want to.
Speaking of which, Boom ID won as well. They 2-0'd.
They 2-0'd? So okay.
This is tied. This is a tied group.
Right. The next series for both of these teams is very important. I'll just let you guys know. Boom ID is playing against DeToNator, the team that lost. I think DeToNator looked pretty okay in the beginning of the games, at least in game 1, so they could very well beat Boom ID. Clutch Gamers are playing against Signify, the Indian team who have tied 3 series and lost 2. They have yet to win a series. I doubt that they'll win a game against Clutch Gamers unless Clutch Gamers does some random shit and Signify really steps up, like, and gets their tanker, which they love playing. So it comes down to, can Boom ID beat DeToNator twice? And the answer is, I don't honestly know. These matches, I'll let you know when they're going to be coming up. Apparently, we're not actually casting the Boom ID DeToNator series, which is a little sad. We might be taken off of it depending on, or we might be put on it depending on what the games are for here on out. But For now, we will take a break. We do have another series coming up. It's going to be Taskus Titans versus Mega Aurus. The lobby is already up. I'm currently in it. This is another important game in Group A. Of course, Taskus Titans are hanging on by a thread. And to be honest, I think because they're 1 point behind, there's a chance for them to get first in this group, but it's pretty rough considering Boom ID and Clutch Gamers just won. So Taskus Titans, they need to win this